At the age of 15, I was making really poor choices and I was involved with risky behaviors. The fact that I was doing that led me to dropping out of high school at the age of 15. When I decided to, it took me 2 years before I actually realized that I needed to go back to high school. So at the age of 17, I returned.
So I got associated with gangs and violence and drugs at a young age, and I was not making the right choices that I needed to make in my life. And once I made that transition from Brooklyn to Conway, I got connected with a group of guys that were making bad decisions just like I was. And I was hanging with those guys every day. Every day at a young age, we were drinking alcohol, we were fighting, we were making all the bad decisions that you could possibly make.
17 years old in the ninth grade, I started all over. And it was that day when that abstinence program came into my classroom and they spoke to me about abstinence. The first thing that comes to your head when you say abstinence is obviously sex, but it wasn't just about not having sex. It was about making healthy choices, having a positive attitude, staying away not just from drugs, not just from sex, but from negativity in your life. And that's when they set my expectations and my standards higher.
And once I got in the 8th grade, an abstinence education program came into my classroom and they did a workshop. And they brought in this group of kids that were 15, 16, 17 years old. And they did all of these cool skits and that had a message behind it that showed me that I could continue making good choices, or that I can make good choices and have fun, that I didn't have to keep doing what I was doing. So it seemed like they saw something in me and they just started trying to mentor to me and to show me the right way.
And I graduated high school in 3 years with scholarships. One paid for my first 2 years of college, the other one paid for my other 2 years of college, and my third scholarship paid for all my books. And who would have ever known that the day that I decided to come back to high school, I would have achieved all these things, rather yet just go to college. I was the first female to graduate in my family, and I have opened the door for many others behind me in my family that are now going to be graduating and also have scholarships and have done well for themselves. So this abstinence education changed my life, and it gave me more expectations. It opened more doors.
Um, but now I'm happy to say I'm a freshman in college, and recently I attend the University of Central Arkansas, and recently there was a campus shooting, and it just so happened to be that the 4 guys who committed the campus shooting were the 4 guys that I started to hang out with when I moved to Conway, Arkansas. So all of my former friends at the age of 19 and 20 are facing life in the penitentiary for killing 2 people that night at the University of Central Arkansas. So who's to say if an abstinence program did not come into my 8th grade classroom at that point in time, that I would not be facing life in jail right now. So abstinence education isn't all about sex. It's about changing lives.